Hello, welcome to Dundrell's podcast. I'm your host Justin. Today we're reviewing the latest Scream movie, Scream 2022, or also known as Scream 5. The movie was made kind of in the theme of the Halloween 2018 film. It's what do they call it in the film? It's a requel. Not a reboot, not a sequel, but like a requel or whatever. Whoever came up with the term, so dumb. The movie is directed by guys who worked on the VHS found footage films, which I like the first one. The second one was okay. Still haven't seen the third and fourth one. It's Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillett. Haven't seen their other films. They did films like Southbound, Phobias, Devil's Due, Ready or Not. Haven't seen it. So the movie stars Jenna Ortega as Tara Carpenter. Notice already the the horror movie references. You got Mikey Madison as Amber Freeman, which I think I saw her in the latest Quentin Tarantino film. Courtney Cox returns as Gail Weathers. Neve Campbell is back as Sidney Prescott. David Arquette back as what was his name? Dewey. You got Melissa Ferreira as Sam Carpenter. Dan Minette as Wes Hicks. They're not showing me the full cast, but yeah, you have like characters from the reboot and the third film are also here. And also, Skeet Ulrich, who played Billy Loomis in the original film, is back as a ghost. And you also have Jack Quaid as Richie Kirch, which I almost, when I saw this guy was in the movie, I almost didn't I almost didn't want to watch the film. Also, Roger L. Jackson returns as the voice of Ghostface, which in the beginning of the film, it almost sounded like they got like a different guy, but apparently it's him. So the movie, it's 2 hours long. I rewatched 2, 3, and 4 to get ready to prepare me for this film, which is a good thing I did because they don't exactly reference stuff, but you know, I would have been confused as fuck if I hadn't, because like there are a bunch of characters from the previous films are dead, and they reference them in the movie, like Randy and what's his Conan. They didn't even mention Conan. But yeah, the characters who died, you know, are referenced, like Randy. Apparently, the two twins in the film, the biracial twins, are Randy's nephews. Which is like, what? I would never have guessed that, but yeah. So like, people have called the movie woke because there's a lesbian character in the movie. It's barely touched upon. The movie's not woke. Yeah, it's barely touched upon. So the story of the movie is basically, after 25 years, has it been 25 years? According to the synopsis, after 25 years, after a streak of brutal murders shocked the quiet town of Woodsboro, California, a new killer dons the Ghostface mask and begins targeting a group of teenagers to resurrect secrets from the town's deadly past. Which they tell you right away that one of the girls the new Ghostface is targeting is actually the bastard daughter of Billy Loomis, which is, what the fuck, man. Yeah. So, like, if you haven't seen Scream films before, you should know that Scream movies are basically slasher whodunits with meta commentary, which is so dumb. I kind of I kind of wish. Sorry, I kind of wish if you were going to do a Scream movie, Scream was kind of the first Scream, which they reference in the movie how there was only the good. The first one was like the only good one, and the others sucked. I didn't think 2 and 3 were that bad, and 4 was okay. The whole I liked that they poked fun at the whole internet celebrity bullshit, because like these internet celebrities nowadays, they're not even real celebrities, but they think they are. It's so fucking annoying, man. They're so up their asses, and now they're basically a lot of them now are e-beggars, but they act like they're important rich people. It's like you fucking beg for money on the internet, on a daily basis. But fucking no, I hate internet celebs, man. Internet personalities is the term I should be calling them. So I don't know. I liked 4, even though some of the stuff, like some of the stuff, did not make sense. But I'm not gonna spoil 4. But yeah. So like the movie kind of makes fun of like of like elevated art house horror films like The Babadook, which I did not think that movie was an art house film. But they call them like elevated horror. I love the beginning scene where like Ghostface calls the one girl, and which is the sister of the main character, and they're having a conversation on like horror films, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I love like the art house elevated horror films like The Witch, Midsummer, shit." Like she didn't say Midsummer, but it's movies in that like they said Hereditary, whatever. The same director as Midsummer, and the Something Strange About the Johnsons. Holy fuck, that fucking short film. Right, and she likes The Babadook, and he's like, those aren't real, like, scary movies. I'm talking about movies like Stab, which is what the Scream franchise is called in the Scream movies. Is called Stab, which is, I fucking hate that name. Why don't they just call the fucking Scream movie Scream and the fucking in the movies, man? It's like Stab is such a dumb fucking name for a horror franchise, right? So dumb. But yeah, like I love that scene. The opening scene in this movie is fantastic, and then it gets ruined by Jack Quaid's shitty performance in the fucking movie. Which I don't want to spoil the twist, but there's a great scene between Dewey and Jack Quaid's character, which is like, oh my god, which later on, like, just later on, it just makes it more beautiful, right? Yeah, so like the kills were good in the film. Right, very brutal. Lots of brutal stabbing in the film. Like, there's a guy, one guy gets stabbed like 20 times. One person gets shot and then gets lit on fire. Right, and is still screaming around even though they've been shot like 3 times. It's like, how the fuck are you still in the torso? There's like brutal fight. Yeah, the brutal fights. I thought the dialogue was good. The characters were cool. My problem with the film, right, is they really, and I know this would have been fan-service bullshit, but it would have been nice if they just brought back, what's his name, Matthew Lillard. Like, have him escape from jail or something, who played, like, what's his name, Stu Meyer in the first film, the first Scream film, because it's like, yeah, Stu Macher, not Stu Meyer, Stu Macher, right? Would have been nice if they brought back, because it's just like every fucking movie, it's just like copycat Ghostface bullshit. And then there's like in the Ghostface is clearly being like, you know, the person behind the mask is clearly a tall dude, right? Clearly a tall dude, and overpowers a lot of the males, the strong males in the movie. And then you find out later that one of the, because it's always two Ghostface if you ever seen the movie, so it's not really much of a spoiler to say, hey, one of them it turns out is a woman, because in the last 3 films they've been, at least one of them has been a woman, right? Like in second one, not the third one. The third one, I think the guy was working by himself actually. But yeah, in the fourth one, well, yeah, one of them is woman. So I'm like, almost half the films, more than half the films, one of the killers has been a woman, right? So it's like kind of dumb. Like, oh my god, especially like because one of the legacy characters gets killed in this film, and I'm just gonna say it's fucking Dewey, right? David Arquette. Sorry for the spoiler, but it's like I might as well spoil the rest of the fucking movie. If you want to know my rating, 7 out of 10. So I'm gonna spoil the rest of the film. So yeah, they killed Dewey, and he had this badass fight with Ghostface, right? Where he's using judo throws, like doing some MMA stuff, and like Dewey was going to be like the fucking like hero, was kind of being set up as the hero of the film, because at first when the characters came to go see him, he's like, fuck you, fuck this isn't my fight, I've been stabbed 9 fucking times, my wife left me, I'm no longer the sheriff, the fucking blonde chick who used to simp for me is now the fucking, who used to be my fangirl, is now the sheriff. Fuck this. And he goes along, has this brutal fight with Ghostface, saves Tara character, right? And he goes back to finish off Ghostface by shooting him in the head, because you always have to shoot him in the head, right? Though I kind of don't blame him in the moment for forgetting to, like, you know, shoot Ghostface in the head while he was shooting him the first time around. Because, like, when cops are trained to shoot at center mass, because you're less likely to miss, right? You're less likely to miss. Though you would think, you know, you would think David Arquette, like, character, Dewey, would carry a gun with a larger caliber, because like the last couple of Ghostface killers have had, like, you know, bulletproof vests, even though they don't reference it, they don't show an actual bulletproof vest in the movie. It's just implied that they have a bulletproof vest, right? So you would think have a larger caliber, because like bulletproof vests are not exactly bulletproof, you know. And larger calibers can pierce bulletproof vests, right? Yeah, so like you would think he would learn to carry like a larger caliber, but whatever, right? Yeah, that he gets killed, and then you find out later in the film, oh yeah, he got killed by a teenage girl. He got killed by a teenage girl, and it's like, what the fuck, man? That's bullshit. It was clearly a tall guy behind the mask, but like, what? That was such fucking bullshit, man. You killed like the best, the best character in this franchise, besides from Randy, who's been dead since the second one. It's like, fuck, man. Such bullshit. That really annoyed the fuck out of me, man. Also, like, what was up with Courtney Cox? in the film. She looked like she had Botox, right? And she stayed around to like try to avenge Dewey. Ends up getting shot. Yeah, which Neve Campbell did a good job as Sidney Prescott. Uh, yeah. Yeah, so like it turns out the killer's motivation, which was so fucking dumb, is that they were trying to the franchise was dying, so they had to so they were going to like they were going to kill people and then like set and framed Billy Loomis's bastard daughter for the murders to try to reboot and like save the franchise, right? Oh my god, it was like what the fuck. And like yeah, it turns out Dewey was right. It was Richie Jack Quaid, who I fucking hate. Jack Quaid in real life, man. He said some dumb shit, and he's the reason why I don't watch the stupid the stupid boys series, even though I like the comics, because like he's just a shitty fucking actor, man. Um, uh, I just hate him. But yeah, like it turns out Dewey was spawned on and he was the killer, because most of the time it's the love interest. So I liked that like they made Dewey right, but yeah, fuck man. Besides from that, it's a good movie, but yeah, kind of pissed off that they killed off David Arquette. But yeah, if it takes another 11 years to make a sequel, he probably wouldn't have been too old for the role. They made David Arquette look old as fuck in this movie, even though I don't think he looked. And I saw his wrestling documentary. He didn't look that old in that movie, in that film, but they made him look old as fuck here. So yeah, he maybe would have been too old the next time around. Who knows? But yeah, 7 out of 10. Go out and watch it if you want. Tomorrow I'm going to post a review for the Batman. So look forward to that. Alright, bye.